Most car owners don't even realize it, but they're silently destroying their engines every single morning. And it all starts with one thing: cold starts. I've been under the hood for over 15 years, working on everything from daily drivers to high-mileage winter beaters. And let me tell you, some of the worst engine damage I've ever seen started from simple mistakes people make during cold starts. What if I told you that some of the most expensive engine problems, ones that cost thousands to fix, could be completely avoided just by changing a few simple habits? The truth is, cold starts are when your engine is at its most vulnerable, and yet most people unknowingly make mistakes that wear it down faster every day. Mechanics know this, but they rarely talk about it, because fixing cold start damage is big business. But I'm here to break the silence. In this video, I'm going to show you the 7 biggest cold start mistakes that could be wrecking your engine over time, and more importantly, I'll show you exactly what to do instead. But that's not all. We're also going to bust some common cold start myths that a lot of people still believe. Things like you need to idle for 10 minutes, or revving warms the engine faster. Spoiler alert, they're not just wrong, they're dangerous. Whether you live in a freezing climate or just deal with chilly mornings, this information can save you from massive repair bills down the road. So grab your keys, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to protect your engine like a pro, starting tomorrow morning. Before we jump in, if you care about keeping your car running smoother longer, hit that subscribe button. I break down real-world tips like this every week to help you avoid expensive repairs and drive smarter. Let's bust a few cold start myths I still hear all the time. And trust me, some of these could be killing your engine faster than you think. Myth number 1. Let your car idle for 10 to 15 minutes to warm it up. Truth: long idling does more harm than good. Modern engines are designed to warm up faster under light driving. Extended idling causes fuel dilution, carbon buildup, and waste gas. Myth number 2. Revving helps the engine warm up faster. Truth: this is one of the most damaging habits. Cold metal parts haven't expanded yet, and thick oil hasn't reached critical components. Revving just grinds them together, literally. Myth number 3. Oil is oil. It doesn't matter what kind you use in winter. Truth: viscosity matters a lot in cold weather. Use the wrong oil, and it won't flow fast enough to protect your engine. Always check your manual for the recommended winter weight, like 0 BV20 or 5 BV30. Myth number 4. Block heaters are only for extreme Arctic temps. Truth: even in mild freezing conditions, a block heater can reduce engine wear dramatically. You don't need to live in Alaska to benefit from one. Plug in if it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit or below. Myth number 5. All fuel is the same in winter. Truth: low-quality gas and poor additives can freeze or clog in sub-zero temps. Stick with name brand stations and consider a winter fuel treatment if you're in deep cold. Bottom line, don't believe everything you hear at the gas station or from your buddy at work. Cold starts are tricky, but once you know the facts, you can avoid the damage they cause. Now give me a moment to tell you what happens inside your engine during a cold start. After that, we will discuss the mistakes. What really happens inside your engine during a cold start? Before I start, I just wanted to brief what really happens inside your engine during a cold start. When I first started working on cars, I didn't realize how brutal a cold start can be for an engine, until I opened one up that had years of winter damage. During those first few seconds, your oil becomes thick like syrup, making it hard to move through the engine quickly. That means no proper lubrication, and parts grind together without protection. At the same time, the battery becomes weak, making it harder to start the engine. Cold temperatures also affect fuel. Instead of a fine spray, it becomes uneven and heavy, leading to poor atomization and inefficient combustion. All of this creates more stress than most people realize. But it doesn't stop there. The engine compensates by increasing idle speed, often pushing RPMs much higher than normal to warm up faster. Meanwhile, metal parts like pistons and cylinders shrink slightly in the cold, which causes more friction until they heat up and expand. And don't forget the catalytic converter. It's nearly useless until the system is hot. When you're running rich fuel mixtures to stay running in cold conditions, that excess fuel can damage your converter over time. These little-known issues all happen before you've even left your driveway, and they quietly wear your engine down if you don't adjust how you treat your car during cold starts. Now that we've cleared up some of the biggest myths about cold starts, let's talk about what really matters: the mistakes. Because even if you know the myths, if you're still making these common cold weather habits, your engine could be paying the price. These next 7 mistakes are ones I've seen over and over in the shop, and they're often the root cause behind engine wear, fuel system damage, and even full-on breakdowns. So let's break them down one by one, starting with one I see way too often: cold engine revving. Mistake No. 7. Ignoring engine mount stress on cold starts. Last winter, a guy rolled in with a Civic that shook like a blender every cold startup. His engine mounts? Done. The rubber had gone brittle from the freezing temps and lost all flex. Every jolt shot straight into the chassis, messing up alignment and stressing the transmission. Your mounts are meant to dampen vibration, not rattle your frame like it's falling apart. And when temperature drops, those components shrink, twist under load, and can't handle acceleration or engine movement the way they should. I've seen mounts fail from pure material fatigue after one bad winter. The expansion and contraction alone is brutal. If you skip a quick inspection, you risk losing the whole support system. That's not just noise, that's your engine slowly shaking itself to death. Mistake No. 6. Overlooking corroded ground wires in winter starts. Had a guy last month with a truck that wouldn't start on cold mornings. Turns out the ground strap on the engine block was caked in corrosion, and the terminals were loose. That poor electrical contact caused major voltage drop, leaving his starter struggling to crank and his ignition barely firing. Add some moisture, rust, and freezing metal. You got the perfect storm for a hard start. Cold winter mornings plus oxidation means your battery can't push enough current. I've seen erratic sensor data, weird ECM behavior, and random malfunction codes, all traced back to a degraded electrical path. Check your wiring, clean those clamps, and make sure your circuit has solid continuity before you're left chasing ghosts in your diagnostics. Mistake No. 5. Using old or contaminated coolant. A Chevy rolled into my shop last January, steaming from the hood. The owner said it just started overheating. I popped the cap. Sludge, sediment, and brown gunk clogged the reservoir. The coolant was way overdue for a flush. Its additives had broken down, killing heat transfer, clogging the heater core and causing pressure to spike. The radiator cap failed, nearly boiling the whole system over. Old coolant loses its boiling point and attacks gaskets, seals, and radiator fins. I've seen blockages cause false coolant sensor readings, leaving the fan off while the engine cooks. If you haven't checked your coolant level or freeze point recently, especially before winter, you're risking serious damage. Use the right coolant, check hoses for cracks, and keep the flow smooth. It's cheap glycol that protects thousands in engine parts. Real quick, if you're finding this helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I share tips like this all the time to help you keep your car running like new and avoid costly repairs. Mistake No. 4. Ignoring PCV valve health in cold starts. I've seen plenty of engines suffer from a clogged PCV valve during cold starts, causing oil buildup, sludge, and high crankcase pressure. When the ventilation fails, moisture and contamination wreck seals and gaskets, messing with the vacuum and fouling the throttle body. That's a quick path to rough idle and serious engine damage. One car I fixed had a blocked crankcase vent valve that let blow-by gases overwhelm the combustion chamber and stress the piston rings. Without proper crankshaft ventilation, carbon buildup and oil contamination pile up fast, causing early wear and costly oil leaks. Keep that valve clean or replace it. Your engine startup and longevity depend on it. Mistake No. 3. Not letting the ECM fully initialize before starting. I've seen plenty of drivers yank the key too fast, cutting off the engine control module before it finishes initializing. Without full sensor data like crankshaft position and camshaft position, the fuel injection and ignition timing get thrown off, causing rough idle, poor throttle response, and higher emissions. One car came in with a misfire because the ECM didn't complete its diagnostics during startup. Without proper communication between the control unit and sensors, the engine management system couldn't fine-tune the fuel map or idle control. Waiting those few seconds means smoother engine response and better fuel efficiency. Simple as that. Mistake No. 2. Cold engine revving, a costly morning habit. When you rev a cold engine right after starting, those metal parts are still contracted and tight. That tapping or clicking sound you hear? It's piston slap, metal hitting metal. And it's a warning sign, not a cool engine noise. I've seen engines get damaged over time because drivers don't let the oil circulate and warm the parts first. Your engine needs a moment for the oil flow and metal expansion to protect those tight components. One quick rev might seem harmless, but it causes wear that adds up. So next time, resist the urge to stomp the gas right away. Your engine will thank you. Mistake no. 1. Not checking tire pressure on cold mornings. You might think this has nothing to do with your engine, but it absolutely does when it comes to cold starts. When temperatures drop, so does your tire pressure, by about 1 psi for every 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Low tire pressure puts more strain on your drivetrain, transmission, and even your engine, especially when everything's already working harder in the cold. A poorly inflated tire can increase rolling resistance and force your car to burn more fuel, over-rev the engine, or shift at awkward times during warm-up. Worse, underinflated tires mess with ABS and traction control readings, throwing your car's ECU off. Always check your pressure at least once a week in winter, and ideally before those super cold morning drives. Bonus tip: ignoring the check engine light after a cold start. One of the most overlooked cold start mistakes is ignoring the check engine light, especially when it comes on during the cold morning. I've had countless customers tell me, "Oh, it goes away once the car warms up." And that's exactly the problem. Cold starts stress your engine's sensors, fuel system, and ignition components. If your check engine light pops up during a cold start, that's your car waving a red flag. Something's not functioning properly under stress. It could be a misfire, a bad oxygen sensor struggling in the cold, or even a failing thermostat that keeps your engine from warming up correctly. Ignoring it allows small issues to turn into big problems. Get the code scanned, even if it's just a temporary light. The sooner you know what's going on, the sooner you can stop it from becoming a $1,500 repair. Conclusion. So there you have it, cold start mistakes that could be slowly wrecking your engine without you even realizing it. Look, I get it. We're all busy, and on freezing mornings, it's tempting to just start the car, rev it a bit, and rush off. But the truth is, those few seconds can make or break your engine's long-term health. By breaking these bad habits and replacing them with smarter ones, like gentle driving instead of idling, using the right oil, checking your tire pressure, and giving your turbo and transmission the time they need, you're not just avoiding expensive repairs. You're extending the life of your car, you're protecting your investment, and honestly, you're driving smarter than most people out there. If this helped you, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-world car advice from someone who's been under the hood more times than he can count. Got a question about cold starts, oil, or winter prep? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. Take care of your car, and it'll take care of you, especially on those brutal winter mornings.